Woo! George Carlin.
Some of the best comedy ever told.
Man, if young cats, if y'all not up on George Carlin, he worked with Richard Pryor. He worked with Paul Mooney. I mean, he was in Car Wash.
Writer on the Sanford and Son.
I mean, come on, George Carlin, legendary comedian. If you want, I mean, he's one of those intellectual comedians. If we look at, say, someone like Chris Rock, who's considered a smart comedian, you know, his lineage and roots go not only through Richard Pryor, but there's a piece of George Carlin and Chris Rock. You guys got to check out George Carlin if you're not hip to him.
Comedy Mount Rushmore.
Man, he's cold. Listen, Zoe What Morning Show. We're back in the building. The doc, the comedian, and of course the philosopher Zoe Williams. Again, I want to remind all of you, new book, Zoe Williams, The Relationship Dismount: How to Stick the Landing When Breaking Up. I'm telling you, it's how to let go, man. Hilarious. Yeah, man. Don't carry no relationship debris into your next situation. How to stick the landing and move on cleanly, man. The Relationship Dismount, out this February 2013.
I want to bring up I got a question for Geoff.
Yes, sir. Hold on.
I got a question.
Mark. Hold on.
I interrupted you.
Yes,
Jeez,
you
I
did.
should have listened.
Yes, you did.
This book is going to be the death of me.
Exactly.
My God.
Foxhole Radio, back in business, ladies and gentlemen. If you got any questions about Foxhole, call us 323-965-1600. I'm here to just spill the beans on everything. Foxhole is back. Voice of Reason. Thursdays, new time, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Call, hey, get at us. We're going to be back on the air. It's a great situation.
Foxhole Radio.
Exactly. And also, I need you to donate to my son's basketball team at iamathlete.com/donate/Samo High. That's SAMOHI. They need tennis shoes.
Samo High.
And jerseys, man. Get at me. Follow me on Twitter at Zoe Williams. Now, Mark, go with your story.
After listening to George Carlin, who was a genius,
Absolutely.
what I'd like to know is why do you swear? Because does swearing make your point, or does it distract from it? Because sometimes I think swearing gets people's attention. Oh, he swore, but I think it runs the risk of distracting. Like, you are very, very smart, Geoff.
Thank you.
You're
very
one of
much.
the smartest people I know, and I don't know if the swearing gets you more listened to.
You crying?
No, I smell like bovine feces just now. I'm one of the smartest people you know. You're a doctor. Come on. I might be one of the yeah.
Bullshit.
No, okay, I'll tell you. Why do I swear? Let's get to it.
Bovine feces.
Call
Genius.
in. We like to know.
I will tell you why I swear. I swear because it feels good.
It's like busting one off.
Yes, sir. I don't know if you have ever hit your thumb with a hammer.
And not sworn.
No. Have you? Who do you know that hits their thumb with a hammer, drops the hammer, jumps around in their garage and goes, "Oh my God, I cannot believe the sheer velocity with which I have come down upon my opposing digit"? That is not what I say.
That's what I always say.
I say some words that I have been instructed not to say on the last break. That's what I say. When I discuss people in certain ways that make me feel certain ways, I have no intention of going to the top shelf of my vernacular. I'm going down in a funky ass basement. Can I say ass? Because that's where I go. That's where I go, because that's how I feel. And for me to not swear when I feel swearing is for me to be disingenuous. And I will not say that I never am, because when I get pulled over, I really passed the attitude test when I could give a damn about.
Let me
this
ask you a
dude outside the
question,
window.
Geoff.
Yes, sir.
This is great. Mark, chime in, please. If you were the president of the United States and you tolerated as much disrespect as President Barack Obama has, how hard would it be to hold back from cussing someone out? Go.
It wouldn't be hard for me because of the power that the president does have. He does not have ultimate power, but he does without question have the power to have you audited every 6 months. And I'm telling you what, I would have
Audited? What kind of diet presidency?
Audited,
Clinton
brother.
had a list of over 200 people out on the internet that he killed.
Right, okay.
That would be killing people.
Okay, you'd be okay.
You
I'd be
disrespect
marking them
him?
out.
You disrespect him?
Really?
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, like what was the Sacha Baron Cohen movie? The one
That's
that
a
just came
conspiracy
out?
theorist. I guess I'm a terrorist.
What's the one that just came out?
Dictator.
Yes, oh my God, the scene where he hugged people and then point at his henchman and go like, "This is the one. This is not."
Yeah.
Sacha Baron Cohen is a genius, by the way.
Hey, listen, if you guys are enjoying the music on today's show, that's our DJ. He's a classic DJ. He got
Mr.
wax
Number
in
One.
here. Technique 1200s. You know, he got some vinyl. DJ Mr. Number Wonderful on the ones and twos.
Killing it.
Playing some fly tracks right now. It's all
Killing it.
gravy. Y'all should check him out. He got a website. What's your website again?
Well, you got to go to my Facebook.
What's the
It's
Facebook?
Mr. Number Wonderful.
Mr. Number Wonderful.
All spelled out.
Yes,
Yeah,
please
all
get
spelled
at the
out.
brother, man. He's a cold piece of work. You hear the beats. You hear the tracks. I got another question, though. Would America be better off if it was an atheist society?
Wow. I mean, I don't know either atheist or
I mean, think of the course of politics.
weed pumped through every vent. But
I mean, think of the course of politics, the course of history.
yes.
President Bush got that second term based off of gay rights and gay marriage. And he catered to the black church.
Oh, that's where they come when they won't vote.
You understand? He had traditionally democratic people
We gonna do what Bishop say.
doing what bishops say. Now, was Bishop being funding a little piece of cheese?
Are you kidding me?
Come on, somebody call us right now. How does religion influence politics, especially in a society where they're supposed to be separate between church and state?
It's
Somebody
this-
call us,
it's this right here.
323-965-1600.
It's the pendulum. It's the talisman. It's the talisman. Watch this. I'm gonna smack you upside your head with the other hand, but watch this.
Would Americans be smarter if this were an atheist society?
No.
Ooh.
No.
323-965-1600. Somebody call us and let us know what you think.
No. Americans are dumb.
But why?
Why? Because we believe what's in the magic box.
Isn't religion the magic box?
No religion, I think, is outside the magic box. I'm gonna tell
What
you.
would happen to America if you believed in nothing other than getting what you want when you want it?
Then we'd all be politicians.
Ooh, go deep.
That's good stuff. But I think we all are politicians. Are we not
Good point,
politicking
good
in
point.
our relationships? Are we not politicking at our work? Because before you walked in, Mark covered that when he talked about how everybody's a manipulator. And who's a better
On some
manipulator than a damn politician?
That's it. That's very true. They're just master manipulators. I don't say that you don't manipulate to get what you want. That you don't. The concept of manipulation, the word,
Would you
in
s-
its pure sense,
would you
is
s-
being vulgarized by. Oh,
Vulgarity.
Would you say anyone that believes in anything then is a fool and naive?
no, I wouldn't.
Ooh,
Absolutely
ooh,
not.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
There's a fine line with that, though.
I believe. I'm gonna tell you something right now with regard to belief in God. No one can make me believe that there is not a God because I've seen His naked hand too many times.
His hand isn't
The undeniable.
unless a glove is
exactly.
isn't
There's
it
no
all-
religion glove on it.
Right.
Ain't no religion. Ain't no tithes on it.
Right.
When my grandmother, I'm gonna tell this quick story.
Go deep.
When I was 9, we went and looked in the refrigerator, and there was nothing in there but baking soda and the light. My grandmother made everybody hold hands. She dropped her head and said, "Lord, I don't know where it's coming from, but I need $200 to feed this family."
And maybe that's a great. I think we
up.
have a caller.
Hold up, here go the booyah. 20 minutes later, my Uncle Gerald knocks on my grandmother's door with tears in his eyes and said, 20 minutes ago, this voice came to me and told me to come here and bring you $200. And we hadn't seen that dude
Wow.
in years.
And-
I got 100 stories like that. So I believe there's a God. I don't believe the bullshit that's put between, I don't believe the bovine feces that is put between him and us.
And you know
That's
what?
what I don't
And
believe.
maybe that's the question we ask the callers. Call in if you have a story that tells us that God is real in your life. Maybe it's not real religiously, but it's real experientially. Somebody
get it?
call me right now,
Can I get it?
323-965-1600.
Please call, please
Call
call.
us right now. We got a caller. What's the caller? Who's here? Who do we have on deck right now? Caller, you're on.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning,
Morning.
brother. What's happening?
Hey, what's going on? This is Geo, just calling in.
What's up,
Man, this is the way I look at religion. Now, I think, with us, me being African American or black or nigger, whatever you want to call it, it's a different connotation for people of color when it comes to God. Now, this is the way I look at it. Do I believe there's a God? Yes. Is there a God in the way that we've been taught? No, because look at it like this. People always say that Jewish people say that they're the chosen people. Black people say they're the chosen people. Now, if God is supposedly our parent, correct?
Yes.
Now, how long are black people supposed to be on punishment?
Ooh, wow.
For 2,000 years, I think.
You think about it, man. It's like we're
heavy.
The most religious. We're the most spiritual. We're the most forgiving. We go to the church probably more than anybody goes to church, and we still getting our ass kicked, man. So I'm not saying there's not a God, but we need to kind of figure out how we're going to look at God or Jesus or the higher being going into this into the future, because it obviously hasn't been working. You know, let's be honest.
Wow, that's a great point.
Grandmama been praying on her knees since slavery, asking for God to come save us and help us out and give us a better life. And this and I don't know, man. How you feel, though, Geoff, the doctor? Please elaborate.
If I may say, bro, you just dropped some science. But the question that you said or that put in my mind was, you said that this is not working. My question is, not working for whom? Okay, it worked for your grandmama. It worked for her because she comes from a people that were so deprived and so oppressed that a little bit seemed like a lot. If you walk across a desert for days and days and I give you a teaspoon of water, dude, that teaspoon of water is what's up. And what winds up happening is you start teaching your kids that this teaspoon of water is what's up. That walking across the desert is somehow noble, when actually somebody has stolen an oasis from you.
It may have also helped your grandmother, because by her believing, she felt less alone, and she felt a connection with something powerful, which may have helped her make it through feeling powerless and weak and despair and all that.
Absolutely.
So there's something to be said for feeling less alone. You know, the difference between pain and suffering is pain is just pain, and most people can live with it. Suffering is feeling alone in pain.
Wow.
And when you can take away aloneness, and if part of that is believing in a God, suffering you can't live with becomes pain that you can. So it may be that it helped her. Maybe it hasn't paid off in terms of all the stuff that, as you say, all blacks have had to live with for centuries.
But you know what I'm saying? It isn't just black people. It's people in general. And I think the doctor points out something really interesting here. My question is religion a placebo to get us through the pain? It's like a sugar pill. I'm a pray. Praying makes me feel better. Praying is a positive thought. Isn't there some research out there, some empirical data that talks about how praying actually helps people get better?
Yes.
When they're sick? Maybe it's the positive thought. Oh, wow. Oh, the poetess brings up a great point. Jeez. She says religion is to govern people.
Yeah.
I tend to believe it. Look at the word govern. It means limiter. If you have a governor on your throttle in a car,
it only goes so
it only goes so fast. I mean, if your governor is set to 35 miles, you can smash on the throttle.
And you ain't doing 36.
You're only going to just do 35 miles an hour. Is religion a governor to keep people locked into a certain way of thinking?
Of course.
Somebody call us 323-965-1600. Or is it a placebo it works as a bridge to get us over negative or difficult moments?
I got to tell you a weird thing. There was a book that came out 30 years ago by Julian Jaynes, Jaynes, and I think it's a weird title, called The Origins of Consciousness and the Breakdown of the Bicameral Mind. Basically, it said, how does it that man began to be conscious as opposed to animals? And some of the stuff that he cited, he said, for instance, when the pyramids were being built, never in the history of mankind could you get thousands of people cooperating to build something.
Unless,
and what happens, he believed that all of them heard the word of God commanding them to do so.
Yes, his name was Menkaure.
Yeah.
Because Menkaure was the physical manifestation of God. He was the Pharaoh.
Right. So
the Anunnaki did it.
So what Jane said, also one of the things he said is in cave life, there is no, which really explained a lot of everyday life, there is nowhere, and also in the hieroglyphics, in the pyramids is there was no indication of any mental problems, and his view is that everyone at that time had what we would call schizophrenia, meaning they all heard they had this hallucination telling them to do whatever they did. Now it may have come through through a man or a certain person, but it's fascinating about.
So would
how
you
we
say
came-
the mass religions? There's 1 billion Christians on planet Earth. Are you saying this is a mass schizophrenic mob of people?
Well, no. I think there's something when you said about govern or control. I think if you think one of the things that separates us, man, from animals, although I think animals are sometimes more humane in how they treat each other within their species.
Wow.
I mean, they're kinder to their own. They don't kill their own kind.
Humane is not civil. Humane is just crap we doing.
Right. So it's. But I think a lot of religion was a way to quiet the masses so that they didn't become agitated and destroy themselves and each other.
But the word itself, from its Latin root, from its Greek root, means to bind. Aren't we supposed to experience some level of freedom in spirituality? That's why I asked the question, what's the difference between religion and spirituality?
Well, what if where are you more free? If you're bound to some religion that tells you to behave a certain way, or what if you're bound to your impulses, that whatever your impulse is, you're going to do? People I know with obsessive compulsive disorder, which is they are in incredible pain. They can't stop washing their hands. They can't stop touching the doorknob. They can't do such and such. So they are prisoners of that thinking. So they are bound to that.
Right.
And in fact, it's interesting, some of the non-medication treatments are retraining what they think so that they can break free of being bound to that obsession.
Wow. And to build on your point, it's how you see or interpret the word anchor. You could be anchored to something which is rooted in something that gives you stability, or you could be anchored in terms of locked into it, where like you said, there's this impulse to just do it. You see? So it just depends on how you translate or how you view it. So maybe you recontextualize how you're anchored. Some people can't function without a particular kind of belief.
Yeah.
Or a particular kind of behavior.
Well, it depends. Yes, I look at an anchor this way. An anchor, not only does it keep you in place, but it stops you from sailing.
Ooh, go deeper. Expound.
If we had everybody in this society thinking free, it's way too hard to pimp them. It's way too hard. It's like trying to chain. It's like trying to train a lion.
So now you're
in
telling
the
me
jungle with a whip and a
So
chair.
now you're telling me education is really indoctrination.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Because really, if education was about the knowledge of self, people cannot be governed. Is that what you're telling me? They would be self-governing.
You know what? If I was high, I would hear you speaking what I'm saying, but it's coming out of your mouth, which has happened to me while I was high. And I just, yeah.
But no.
Yeah. That's
Look, a good visual there. An anchor is unnecessary when the water is calm. When it's not calm, it keeps you from, tipping over sometimes.
So what? You need a notebook to listen to this show.
What?
Go deeper, doctor.
Did that make any sense?
It did.
An anchor is not necessary when the water is calm. What?
Wow. 323-965.
think
I
that's
think
true?
sometimes we scare our listeners. Y'all punks. Y'all don't want to call in. Y'all be listening. Y'all tweet, but y'all don't call in. Y'all scary. We try to have these difficult conversations to edify you. Should I put my reverend voice on so you could feel comfortable in calling in? Does God even matter?
Now,
in
do men
society?
cheat? We talk about that, and the lines is on damn fire.
Oh, last week or the week before, we had a bunch of psychics. Everybody want to know about their personal life and if they're going to make money. But when we start talking about your God,
Yeah, don't talk about my God.
we
Just
start talking about your God,
tell me what the number gonna be.
you get scared.
Can you give me a head start on the next week? Don't make me deal with myself right now.
No, but I think what the doc points out is really important. My thing is, I'm going to be honest. Sometimes I have a problem if God is real. And this is my problem.
Yeah, because he's slacking on the job. Yeah.
When I see things happening in the world that are horrific, I have to say, what is the point of that?
Yeah. What was the point of the tsunami?
Right? What is the
Yeah,
point?
why did you do that, God?
Oh, we have a caller right now. Caller, you're on the line.
What's going on, everybody? It's Saul, right?
What up, man? How you doing,
Hey,
Saul?
what's going
How you
on,
doing?
bro?
I'm good, man. The doctor hit a home run with that last statement about the anchor and the water being
Come
calm.
on, man.
You damn sure did, Pimples.
It was something that I saw, and it might have been Bill Maher's Religulous. And he was basically saying that you see the most religious and the most agnostic people at either end of the spectrum. So if they're really rich, they'll either be really religious or really agnostic, and if they're really poor, they'll be really religious or really agnostic. And I think it goes along with directly what the doc was saying.
Wow. That's a great point. Appreciate the call. Thanks again, man. Do you have another question?
No, that was it. I just appreciated that point. That was solid.
Yeah. I mean, he took off from the free throw line with a blindfold on. It's real talk, though. Yeah, man. Thanks for the call.
You know,
All right, thanks.
Thank you. You know, I think if we flip this a little bit, instead of, I mean, we can keep debating about God, but I think if we talked about the soul, because the soul is having God within you, and is because I think there needs to be more a return to the soul. And how do we nurture it? How do we protect it? Because so many forces seem to, get in full circle, conspire to destroy the soul within us.
Wow. That is deep. Listen, we got to take a quick break, but before we do, I have to add on to that point. In the Bible, Psalms chapter 82, verse 6, it says, I have said ye are gods and sons of the Most High. When I present this to Christians, they'll say, that's God with a little g. How many times have you heard God with a little g? I say, well, wait a minute, that's English, but this scripture was written in Aramaic. There are no case letters in Hebrew, ancient Hebrew. So when it says ye are gods, it says ye are gods. It don't say little g, big G. Y'all adding on to stuff and you don't know the rules you're trying to play.
Okay.
So listen to the point that I'm trying to make here.
Yes, sir.
The point that I'm making is, if God is within us, do we really need a church? Do we really need an external...
Stop.
Do you understand?
Stop. You're taking all the pimping out.
Oh, no.
Don't take the pimping out. That's
Wow.
Okay, first off, you brought up a big point with the little G and okay.
That's taking the pimping out?
Yeah,
Okay, so look, hold that thought because she's telling me we got to go to break.
I got something.
But we'll come back. 323-965-1600. Don't be scared to call. I know we treading on, sacred ground here, but Jesus.
Y'all blaspheming in there.
Don't do the slave voice. Tell him.
I swear y'all don't. I'm telling Massa, y'all keep talking about how there ain't no Jesus. It's a Jesus. Massa, they been reading again. They reading.
They reading again.
Reading again.
Are you telling you snitching?
I'm telling. I'm light skinned and I'm telling.
Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Call us back, 323-965-1600. So what mornings? We'll be back.